My name is Dan Severson. I work for Benco Products. We are based out of Tea, South Dakota, which is about 3 miles south of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I have been in the ag industry now for about 21 years, various departments of the ag side of it. Recently, in the last 6 years, I've been in the precision ag side. Saw that was the direction of the farming industry, so that's why I moved into that. One of the big challenges for us in the precision side is the used equipment side. Get lots of requests from our clientele to get in the entry-level used equipment side. The biggest challenge with the used equipment side for us is the support of that equipment. You're dealing with equipment that maybe isn't always the stuff that we are selling. For say we are a Raven dealer, a lot of times they want to trade in Trimble or Ag Leader or Topcon equipment. In order for us to make the sale for the new equipment, we have to take that trade in. Then we have to try to move it again. The challenge with that is when we move it to our customers, we have to be able to support that equipment. So it takes a lot more training time and a lot more understanding of the used equipment, and it gets to be a huge challenge, and there's a lot of time spent on doing that with the customers. But the reason you try to do that is for future sales. You might be able to get them by for a year or two with this used equipment, hoping that they come back in to buy the new stuff from you. And then you try to convert them over to your as we are as a Raven dealer, we try to convert everybody over to Raven stuff. There are so many challenges, there's so many things, there's so many aspects when it gets into to used equipment. It depends on the person, the applications that they're using it for, and the price range that they're willing to spend. Some guys don't want to spend big money, they want to get into something simple. As far as even just cutting hay, they want a light bar to run cutting hay, to about anything when it comes to that. And it gets to be very trying on it, and you have to be careful who you sell to. Some guys aren't, I don't mean to put this in a bad way, but they're just not capable of having some of that equipment, and the time you spend with them on the used equipment sometimes ends up costing you more money than what it's worth. So that's some of the challenges that we run into within the used equipment market. I believe there's a market out there for it, but it's a tough market to try to make money in. I don't believe you can use it as a primary money maker. It has to be something that you're going to get, again, your foot in the door with a customer and move forward with other sales from there. Number one, make sure when you're buying used equipment it works. Don't take your customer's word for it. Either go out and see it work, have them bring it in, hook it up, make sure that the equipment works. There's nothing worse than you buying equipment on the word of a customer, and they might even be a good customer. You might not get all the equipment that you need. They might have forgot a piece in their tractor when they removed it. Number one, make sure your equipment works before you try to sell anything used. Number two, try to explain to everybody this is used equipment. If you're going to sell the used equipment to them, a good option would maybe be to throw in a package for service with it, an extra charge on it. Sometimes you can't get that sold. And number three, make sure that you tell these people, if I am going to service this, there will be a charge for it up front. Make sure you're up front and honest with the customer, so that a lot of times you can detour them away from used equipment to newer equipment when you start throwing all this stuff on there. But if you're going to go into the used equipment market, remember the three things: make sure your equipment works. Number two, be upfront and honest with them that you're gonna what your expectations are. I actually got another point too. Print off an owner's manual. Give them an owner's manual. Tell them to read it. A lot of times farmers have a tough time reading owner's manuals, but make sure you have an owner's manual that goes along with the product.